Good morning, hello, and welcome to another week of writing and publishing books. It's Monday, it's the 8th of January, and the time is 11:30. I am at a local cafe in a town called Ceres. I've been here before in one of the previous videos. I checked my emails. Luckily, there's not too much admin tasks to be done. That's mainly because I was doing admin tasks all day yesterday. I sent a couple emails that people were waiting for me. I realized the translator for one of our series should start today, but I just realized that even though I have sent the contract to the publisher, so the original rights holder of the English book, they haven't sent it back to me signed. So, but this happened, it just fell through the cracks. But we also don't have the manuscript, and this means that the translator will have to wait until we get those files before they can start working on the next project. Other than that, I took care of some things that I needed to fill in terms of a conference that I'll be going in Dublin next month. And hopefully now I'll get on with writing because it's been a while. Alright, and the time is almost 3:30. I just got off the cafe. I managed to write 2.4 thousand words, I think. Yeah, it's not the best words per hour rate, but at least I'm back to it. The book is almost it's more than 92,000 words by now. I think I'll take a walk and try writing more a bit later. Or not, But, at least I'm back to writing actively now. Tomorrow I think I'll be doing another road trip, so I don't think I'll be writing, but perhaps Wednesday or Thursday I'll be able to hit the 100,000 words mark for this story. Back home I was sadly not able to write any more words, but I did do some work. During my Physics of the Apocalypse books, one of my favorite parts was opening each chapter with a quote from a scientist. In fact, I liked it so much that I wanted to do it again for this series, only this time it's imaginary quotes by imaginary famous mages talking about magic and their line of work. A quote from an arcane herbalist, a mage philanthropist, or a magical merchant entrepreneur can be things that make the world building seem all the more majestic. That, and they are fun to think of. So I sat down and wrote some 80 quotes. I'm not counting them as words written yet, but I will once I apply them to the 50 plus chapters that I've written so far in the book. Other than that, I figured out the issue I had with the missing manuscripts and the unsigned contract. The translator has the files and will start working on the new series tomorrow. Also, I signed 3 hit science fiction series and I can't wait to start translating them and see how people like them. All that had me drained and I eventually shut down the laptop as I'll be having an early wake up tomorrow.
Good morning, it's Tuesday and I'm not on my way to pick up Graham. Like I said yesterday, I'm driving to my hometown to get some friends and family. Most probably for the last night before Berlin, fly back to Berlin. So today I don't think I will be doing many work-related things. I guess the only strictly work thing is in 1 hour I'm meeting with an author who is writing little RPG in Greek, and he's also a translator, so he has translated some books from English, from Greek to English. And of course I'm interested in the Greek book market. but it's such a small market that that whole thing is so different. To give you some context, let's say 35 to 40% of let's say my English books, also my German books, are e-books, and that 30 to 35% is from Kindle Unlimited, which is the program that Amazon has. It's like in fact, people pay a certain amount and they can read any book that selection, and we get paid by the page read. And then we have like 1-2% of paperback, and the rest is audiobook. So I had a conversation with supposedly the biggest fantasy publisher in Greece, and I realized just how different the viewpoints are of the industry, because he said that ebook failed as a format, and not in Greece in general, it failed as a format, which, you know, coming from a traditional publishing background, I can see how he can see that if that's all that they're looking for. But the sad truth is that e-books do not sell in Greece. There is no Amazon. There is a very, very strict monopoly or oligopoly in Greece, where a few big publishers control what goes out in the market. And of course there are potential ways to break through, but it would be so much work. And this guy started something like something similar, and I want to see what he's going with it. Anyways, it's going to be an interesting conversation. I'm always interested in speaking with people from the industry, especially if it is literature people. So we're meeting up for a cafe, and then I'm meeting my family, then I'm meeting a friend, and I will be driving back to the Airbnb. I don't think I'll be right that's all today, but that's okay.
I'm happy to report that I did get my word count to increase today, even though I didn't technically write too much. Technically, I wrote 700 new words, leading up to the climactic end of a chapter before a dungeon run. For those who just jumped into this video, I'm writing fantasy lit RPG, meaning there are game-like elements. And while I'm explaining things, I did my work from home today, so what you're seeing is footage from a walk I took in the afternoon. Anyway, the total for today was a bit over 2,700 words. The remaining 2,000 was from those quotes I have prepared on a separate file that would go on the beginning of each of the chapters. These are simple things like a famous magical glassmaker giving a soundbite about what it is they do or how magic has transformed their craft. They're cool to write, very short in case someone wants to ignore them, but I hope they will offer some depth into the world, and hopefully some people might appreciate them. Also, I might be able to hide some pretty cool things in there too. Even though this doesn't really push the story forward, it does count toward the total, so I'm calling it a day in terms of writing. But this wasn't the only work I did for the day. We received the translated covers of a new trilogy we will be putting out later this year, so I had to make sure they were uploaded on Amazon and stored properly on my end. Then we had to check tomorrow's newsletter, as it's a double release day, and I also had to coordinate with some beta readers about their new projects. It wasn't intensive work, but it was still work that needed to be done. And that was pretty much my whole Wednesday. Today, I knew that because I'll be out the whole day, since it's one of our last in Greece, I wouldn't be doing any writing. Also, this is the footage you're seeing right now. Regardless, I try to wake up early to do some work that couldn't have been automated, and I'm still taking care of myself. First off, we have our two releases for the day. The first book of the Brithian Dominic, meaning Letters to Dominic, by Marion Waba, just hit the stores today. This is a beautiful story, and I sincerely hope that people will enjoy it too. Then, for our Lit RPG release, we have the 5th part of Timothy McGowan's Chaos and Order series, Arcana Reader 5. I know that I just said it for our first release, but this is one of the series that I enjoyed the most in the busy Lit RPG landscape. And it looks like people are enjoying it too. Before heading out for the day, I also saw that the designer who was assigned the creation of our Sci-Fi imprint logo came back with the final files. I have to say, I like them a lot and they do look very science fiction-y to me. At that point, I was ready to shut down the laptop and enjoy the day. While it's not particularly easy knowing that it's the start of the year and I'm slacking off on my word count, I'd rather fully invest myself into having a good time since I won't be writing, rather than boil into guilt and self-pity for it. After all, this all goes to recharge my batteries for when I'm back next week.
Alright, so it's Friday noon and I came to the cafe to work. I hope that I'll put some words down. Yesterday I uploaded some corrections that one of our beta readers sent for a book that we've already published. This is one of the good things, right? Because we're independently published. There are not a lot of hoops to jump through if we want to correct things. So in this case, there were some corrections on one of our translations. It was really minor things, but you know, if we have the information, why not make the book better? So I uploaded the book and I uploaded before going to bed, and I saw that like around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. the uploaded version was, so the version was updated. And yeah, I don't have anything else like funnily enough to do in terms of admin tasks. I only have to edit, to go through my dev edits, which yeah, it is an ongoing thing. Perhaps I will try to do some later today, but right now I will try to get some words down. The total for the day was a bit over 2.2 thousand words. It took me around 3 hours to reach that number, and there was something I noticed today. The more time passed by, the less I procrastinated and the faster I was writing. So I think I wrote the first 1,000 words in the 2 hours and then managed to write 1,200 words in the next hour. This is something that I'll need to keep an eye on because it'd be great if I could somehow just get into that flow state as soon as I sit down to write. After writing, I visited some friends and family and went home at around 7 p.m, had dinner and caught up with my YouTube videos. I also thought I'd work on the developmental edits a little bit more. I think I solved the big issue that was bugging me for a couple of weeks. I proposed my solution and will wait for feedback from my editor before I plant the seeds for my idea. Out of the 107 pages of outline, I got something like 23 left of them that I didn't check the comments and edits for. I think that's okay, especially if we manage to solve the bigger issues that will make the story really tight. In any case, I think that this chaotic state that the story is in right now works quite well even if it looks messy. To sum up, I only wrote 7.2 thousand words this week but made significant progress in the publishing business side of things. Thank you all for joining me this week and please subscribe if you haven't. I will see you all next week with more writing from the freezing cold Berlin. Okay, bye!